When you need help, don't you wish a fairy godmother would suddenly appear to make things right? Well, don't hold your breath. I don't do that kind of thing anymore. I'm getting on in my years, you know. So if you want some help, you'll have to come and visit my little cottage in the Barbarian Woods and wait your turn just like everyone else. And when you knock on the door, my assistant will let you in and make you comfortable. She'll even serve you a nice cold glass of lemonade.
My job used to be quite simple, really, until one day.
I'm taking a much-needed vacation.
I was scared stiff. What would I say to people who came for help? I didn't know any magic. I couldn't have turned a pumpkin into a glittering coach if my life depended on it.
If I would have known I wasn't getting the real deal, I would have never left my stepmother and stepsisters and walked all the way out into the middle of nowhere to solve my problems with the royal ball.
What you see isn't always what you get.
But sometimes it turns out okay anyway.
And that's exactly what happens in
The Fairy Godmother's Assistant by Bruce Lansky.
I remember exactly what I told her. She told me as she was leaving.
Don't worry, you're very sensible. I'm sure you'll find a way to handle whatever comes up. And besides, I'll only be gone for a few days. As I left, I passed a young woman with a tear-stained face and a tattered dress. I was tempted to turn around and take this one more case, but I really did need a vacation. My assistant would have to handle it.
Please, can you help me? I don't know what I'm going to do.
I'm sorry, but the fairy godmother will be gone for a few days. I am her assistant.
No, someone has to help me.
Come on in. First, wipe your tears away. We have some lemonade, and you can tell me what's bothering you.
My name is Ella, but my stepmother and stepsisters call me Cinderella because my apron is always covered with cinders from cleaning the fireplace. They are mean to me and make me clean the house, cook, sew, and run errands all day while they have fun. Now I have to make them new gowns for the royal ball, and I want to go too.
I am very sorry to hear that. I suppose you came to ask the fairy godmother to get you to the ball. Is that it? I wish I could help you, but I make lemonade, not magic.
Can you do anything?
There's not much I can do. It's really up to you.
Up to me.
It's really very simple. If you want to go to the ball, go. Don't let anything or anyone stand in your way.
Wow, if I had known she was going to get that kind of help, I would have never left her in charge. But I did need a vacation.
But how can I go to the ball without an evening gown?
Don't look at me. You have some interests. I can make you beautiful gowns for your two stepsisters. Why don't you make one for yourself?
But I can't afford to buy silk or velvet. How can I make a gown without any fabric?
That one would have stumped a lot of people. But my assistant was quite creative. I was right to leave her in charge after all.
Are there any velvet curtains in your house or silk bed sheets?
There sure are, but what about dancing slippers? I don't have any.
Then don't wear any.
You mean I should go to the royal ball barefooted?
I was pretty astounded too when I heard my assistant had given that piece of advice, but Ella took it pretty well.
What choice do I have unless you want to wear those ugly boots you're wearing?
How am I supposed to get to the ball? The royal palace is almost a mile away from my house.
This woman could certainly think up problems. This was proving to be quite a test for my able assistant.
You're not going to like my answer. I suppose you'll just have to walk.
Now I knew this wasn't the kind of help she had hoped to get from her fairy godmother.
But they'll never let me in if I don't arrive in a fancy horse-drawn carriage.
You're right.
I would have thought that would be enough to completely freak Ella out. But she must have really wanted to go to that ball.
They might not let you in through the main gate, but I don't think there's anyone guarding the kitchen there, do you?
I guess not. But if a prince asks me to dance, what should I say?
Ask him to be careful not to step on your toes. What have you got to lose?
Nothing.
Ella exclaimed, smiling from ear to ear.
Nothing at all. Thank you for all your help. I've got to go now. I've got so many things to do.
If you don't want your stepmother and stepsisters to go to now you've been to the ball, be sure to leave by 12 o'clock sharp. That way you'll be back in bedtime by the time they get here.
My assistant was quite pleased with herself for helping Ella. I'm sure she wondered if I, with all my magic, could have done any better job. The next day, my assistant got to see how her crazy advice worked. Ella knocked on the door carrying a satchel, looking tired but happy.
How was...
The ball was great. The music, the food, the dancing, everything. I would have never gone without your help.
Thanks, I can't take any credit. You did it all yourself. By the way, what's in your satchel?
All my belongings. After attending the Royal Ball, I really couldn't go back living with my stepmother and sisters. So I decided to open a dressmaker's shop. I really am a good seamstress. You know, I just came by to thank you.
I'd like to be your first customer. I'll be in for fitting next week.
Thanks.
When I returned the next day, I was a little surprised when my assistant told me all the things that had occurred while I was away. But as I told her before I left, I knew she could handle whatever.